This right here is the DC Defender Show on the United Football Media, and we are graced with a BA guest tonight, Jay from Defending Football. He posts up some of the most popular content that we have on this here humble page, and it is some of the best as well. And it just so happens to be that he's another DC Defenders coverage guy. So we are super pumped to team up, to link up like Voltron and bring you guys something cool. He's going to jump in here with us, bringing his particular spiffy brand of DC Defenders coverage to the show. Today's, whenever you're watching this, I believe it's Friday morning. Happy Football Friday, everybody. Crushing the week like the DC Defenders are going to be crushing people in Rowdy Audi. This show is supposed to be about returning offensive players and what the story is going to be. But real quick, especially now that it's, the show's going up on Friday, this will be pretty much old news by the time I'm saying it. But since we first recorded the new offensive players, new faces on the offense episode, this team has signed DJ Fluker out of the University of Alabama. One of my favorite players in college. Loved what he did in the NFL too. He played offensive tackle in college. He was a first-round draft pick of the, I believe they were San Diego Chargers at the time. The San Diego Chargers. He can play guard or tackle. He played guard up in Seattle for a while as well. You guys got to go look up this guy's highlight tape from Alabama, man. If you don't know, this man is bringing the exact type of mentality, that's exact type of brutality, the exact type of physicality that we need to get this offense back on track the way it's supposed to look. I am so pumped about adding DJ Fluker to this offensive line. Tay, did you see that? What do you think of it, buddy?
I love the move. Great vet. Always, you can always use that in the locker room. And you can never have too many linemen. Like, you can have too many quarterbacks, you can have too many wide receivers, but you can never have too many linemen. So, any lineman is a plus in my opinion. So, hopefully he starts, Hopefully he's
especially this team is having to replace two offensive tackles. Both of our guys went up there. We're going to get into it when we get into returning players here in just a minute. So we need offensive tackles like crazy. We also need a guard. Lamar Galliard was pretty darn good when he got in. He played about 180 snaps last year. Had a pretty decent PFF grade on him. Did a pretty good job. But there's just a lot of flux outside of Yasir Durant and Michael Maietti, the best center in the UFL, now that the San Antonio Brahmas guy has retired. So Yasir Durant, Michael Maietti are two primary returning linemen. Outside of that, like I was talking about on the last show, it's a lot of flux. Is Lamont Galliard gonna nail down that spot after a decent performance last year? Is Mason Brooks gonna break through? And now we have the addition of a beast of a vet in DJ Fluker. I am in love with it. This is starting to shape up to be what could be back to the glory days of DC Defender football. The biggest question, and what I'm going with to my man Jay here, we lost a lot at wide receiver. Now, Ty Scott, he did real good. He had about 35 receptions last year, which is solid for this league, the UFL. I believe our leading receiver had 46 catches, so not that far behind. Ty Scott and one of our favorite players, Chris Rowland, probably the best kick returner in the league. Jay, what are your thoughts? Is Ty Scott, and more importantly, Chris Rowland, are these guys ready to step into that void left by Kelvin Harmon and our tight end Alex Ellis leaving all of that receiving production, a hole there that needs to be filled? How do you feel about Ty Scott and Chris Rowland jumping into that role?
Just want to say I miss those boys. They were fantastic and great players for the DC Defenders. And Kelvin Harmon is an absolute dog. I want to say that right now.
Hell yeah. I love him coming out in the NFL draft. Yep. Yes, sir.
You throw it somewhere, he's going to get it. I love that guy. So good to see he went on. But receiver's always been an important thing, I think, for Jordan Ta'ama. You want to surround him with as much talent as possible. Ty Scott is going to have a better year for sure. And I think Chris Rowland is really going to step into wide receiver 1 in the slot. Okay. I think they're going to try to target him pretty well. I think you need both of them. I think both of them need to have a breakout season. And if they do, which I think they will, it's only going to help Jordan Ta'amu. And I think the main reason that they're going to break out is running back number 4.
Yeah, yes, sir. We're gonna get to that in just a minute. Him coming back. That's the key to believe right there. Tay, what do you think, man? We lost all this production at receiver. We obviously on the new faces episode we talked about Devin Asasi coming in to fill in that tight end spot, but between Alex Ellis, Kelvin Harmon getting out of here, Ty Scott, Chris Rowland. I love Jay's suggestion that Chris Rowland's going to bump into the slot because he has that amazing change direction in and out ability to work the slot. What are your thoughts? How are we feeling about Ty Scott and Chris Rowland filling in this void left behind by our departed receivers?
I favor Ty Scott specifically. I really liked him, him getting drafted a few years ago and out of college. He had a good season last year too, so he has some experience. He has a good amount of snaps. Like you said, he had 25 catches, over 400 yards. So I do think Ty Scott could handle it. And I really do think it will be a run team. So we're not going to need to, it's not going to be the end of the world if we don't get like the best production. But I do think Ty Scott, I really do. I like Ty Scott specifically. And Rowland, I'm not sure. I would be intrigued in the slot. That was a good idea. I didn't really think of that. Like you said, with the change of direction. I would be down for that. I think it could work out, especially in the slot. Him and Ty Scott. Yeah, I'm a fan. I think it'd be just fine.
Especially, if you can get Chris Rowland rolling, if you could get then Lee Bowden, like we talked about in the new faces, you get him doing Swiss Army knife stuff. There's a lot of multiplicity that you could put on the field between those two guys if they could both get rolling. Put a lot of defenses in conflict where they gotta, they're going to be stretched. Do we go after this guy? Do we go after this guy? If they can come up with those play designs, and I love our offensive coordinator, he's back for another year. I think there's a lot of opportunity between those two. Multiple versatile players, and then of course we got Deion Jackson, who's also a versatile player that we talked about in the new faces episode. Got a lot of players who can do a lot of different things, provide a lot of flexibility. So even that you could manufacture offense that could replace some of that production left behind by Kelvin Harmon. But now we'll get to the main course here, as Jay brought up. Tell us about number 4, baby, the MVP. He's back. Torn ACL. Obviously, modern medicine, it's not as bad to come back from these days. And I think we have the luxury of, this episode's about returning players, but we did mention in the new faces, we got the luxury of a guy who I think is going to be very, very good. And Deion Jackson brought in. I think we'll have the luxury of being able to ease Abram Smith back in, coming in off the injury, and then have him hopefully back in MVP form by the time we're rounding into the back half of the season and hopefully the playoffs. So tell us about number 4 coming back, Jay.
Man, this guy is a beast. I really hope he has a cybernetic leg, and it's totally fine, because if he's even 80% of what he was, we're going to be running that ball and nobody's going to do anything about it. I think the main reason that we couldn't rush the ball much last year, obviously O-line play needed to improve. And then Cameron Harris is not my favorite running back. No offense to him. He's a fantastic guy, but he just wasn't my cup of tea. I feel like he was missing the holes. And that's the thing that Abram Smith usually hit the year before. And then when he hits the holes, he makes a cut and he's gone. So it's like just having his vision out there and his experience in the offense is so big for the O-line, helping them set up their blocks and everything like that. So I think he's going to have a big year. I'm hoping he's 100%. If not, you can throw Lynn Bowden back there. I mean, you can do things. So I'm saying I think he's going to have a great year personally.
We're pumped about the Lynn Bowden experience.
really
just all the things. Oh, it's just all the things. I'm excited. I know they're going to come up with some packages, have him in there at a QB power quarterback. I just know
They
it.
better.
Because he can throw. He threw for 300 yards in his senior year as well. So you'll have backfields with Bowden lined up at quarterback and Abram Smith in next to him, and then maybe Deion Jackson next to him as well in a 2-back set with Bowden at quarterback. Like there's going to be a lot of, and then you got Rowland coming across on jet sweep motion. Like there's a ton of potential of the things that they could do with the guys that got back there. Tay, this episode is about returning offensive players. It doesn't fulfill the purpose anymore for returning offensive players than the main man, Abram Smith. Tell us about your thoughts on him coming back. Impact to the offense.
He was definitely needed last year. I'm gonna say it here first. I'll have him leading the league in rushing yards. Adrian Martinez is gone. He led the league last year, and no way it's gonna be a quarterback 2 years in a row. So I could definitely see that. It was about 530 rushing yards. That's definitely possible. Definitely possible. So if that's the line, Abram Smith's going over the line. And like you said, we can still we can ease him in. Like we got Deion Jackson over the off season and Lynn Bowden. Like y'all were saying, he can do the same thing, just different variations and packages we can throw out there. Like I said, I personally think we're gonna run the ball a lot. I think we should. Abram Smith should get the ball 15, 20 times a game. Just makes everything easier. Makes it easier on our quarterback. And yeah, so I absolutely love Abram Smith coming back for this season.
30 runs a game should be the goal between Abram Smith. Yeah, 40. Between Abram Smith, Deion Jackson, Tiamu getting a few, Lynn Bowden. Let's go. Let's pound this rock.
Fred Keiss can run the ball if he wants to.
There you
I
go.
don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Rowland on a couple of sweeps. Ty Scott on some sweeps. Let's just get it going. Speaking of which, returning players, some mixed feelings. A lot can change in a year, but it happened. It kind of was in question for a little bit. Jordan Tiamu's back. I was pretty tough about what I saw because what I was seeing was pretty tough to watch often last year. But as you brought up, a lot of offensive line concerns. Very, very inconsistent. We lost Abram Smith early. It was tough to recover, getting the run game going. A lot of that offense, at least in the first year, was built off of the run game being dominant. It no longer was. It was kind of a scramble to get it back. Jay, do we have reason to be hopeful about the next step in Jordan Tiamu?
100%. I mean,
okay.
I see Jordan Tiamu as almost like a Tua Tagovailoa in the NFL. He's like the Tua. I always say he's the Tua of the XFL. He's as good as the team around him props him up to be. And I think as long as he can distribute the ball, we have a chance to go to the championship 100%. And, people poo-poo on Tua, but he's making a lot of money, man. So he's doing something right. He's getting the ball to playmakers, and it looks like we loaded up on playmakers. So I really think if Tiamu can just chill out, hand the ball off, throw it to Lynn Bowden, throw it to whoever. Let him run, let him get touchdowns. I'll take it all.
Yeah, they talk about Tua being, does he win? Is he a winner? People was mocking Myles Garrett last week. Oh, he said he wanted to be a winner, and then he just came back for the money. I said, well, shoot, he getting $40 million a year. He sounds like a winner to me. Winner at life. That's
right.
So yeah, I feel what you're saying. Hey, what do we think, man? Jordan Tiamu's back. Most likely, odds on. I don't know why you would bring Jordan Tiamu back to not have him slotted as the starter. Mm-hmm. So leading the charge again. Do you think this team is going to be able to help him a little bit better to help him return to form of 2023?
Yeah, we got Abram Smith. That makes everything easier. That's what I was saying previously. run the ball as much as possible. It just makes everything easier for everyone. If you can run the ball, you can pass the ball. I believe in that philosophy. So, yeah, with that being said, yeah, I do believe in Jordan Ta'amu. I didn't see anything last year that's like that I hated, like
Yeah.
line wasn't all that good. He got sacked 19 times. He had 15 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Like it wasn't
10
bad.
games, 19 sacks in 10 games.
Yeah, like it wasn't bad. I mean, I feel like he did the best he could given the situation. So situation to me is a lot better, just all around. So yeah, I 100% believe in Jordan Ta'amu this season.
Real quick, so we talked about it a little bit before the show, and this will be a theme. I'm the offensive line guy. So real quick, returning starters. Like I said, Yasir Durant, 66 PFF grade, really high, very, very good pass blocking grade. Excited to see him back fill in. Like I said, Lamont Gulliard played some guard for us last year, had about 180 snaps, did real well when he was in the game. He graded out very well. We'll see if he can lock down one of those starting spots this year and contribute the whole way. And then, like I said, the best damn center in the UFL, Michael Maietti. Hopefully me and him we'll crack a beer. We'll clap some beers together at a game this week. This year. Add to the beer snake together. Michael Maietti, that's my guy. I played center when I played, so I love me some centers, and I'm happy that we got the best damn one in the whole UFL. You heard it right. Down there in the cow pasture. I see you. We'll see. We are going to see. I seen, we asked for user comments. We'll cover whatever you want. It was weird. I saw a username from YouTube, SA Brahma Bullpen. They asked, why are the DC Defenders so much better than the San Antonio Brahmas? I said, well, we're going to have to do a whole episode on that. So we'll have to wait to answer that one. What are you most excited about as far as this offense? What's coming back to us this year? It can be short. Jay, what's got you most pumped about what we got coming back on offense this year?
Most pumped is just altogether the talent. I mean, the talent seems like last year I don't think we took a single USFL guy. So we were very confident in our XFL guys, and it turned out sometimes we were just overpowered and we didn't have specific players we wanted in specific positions, it looks like. So I think with the talent, Fred Keiss is going to be able to run his offense the way he wants. And you got to say Abram Smith. You got to say it.
Hell yeah. Tay, what about you?
Yeah, I feel like it's obvious for me. Abram Smith, I've been saying it the whole episode. But another player, Jordan Ta'amu, like I'm confident. I've been seeing some noise, we should do something different. But nah, I like Jordan Ta'amu this year. Like this is the year. If it happens, if we're not happy after this year, okay, we can do something different. But I believe in Jordan Ta'amu this season. So
if he comes out there and pumps up the numbers after week 1, are we going to get the Tay, the trademark Tay line? Do you need to respect Jordan Ta'amu? Are you telling everybody that? Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. It'll happen. Hopefully.
Hey, yeah. Hey, this is the DC Defender Show. Down there in the comments, we see you guys. Anything that you want us to cover. Again, if you got a particular thing about this team that you want covered, just pop it down there in the comments. We will jump on it. This show is for the people, by the people, and we damn sure appreciate your patronage checking us out. Check out Jay on Defending Football. It's hard hitting. It's high octane. It has its own flavor. It's a beautiful thing. This man will get you the information that you need to know in the shortest amount of time, in a very short amount of time. You are pumped. You are walked away. It is a productive viewing experience, minute for minute on the whole internet. It gets no better than my man Jay on Defending Football. This right here has been the DC Defender Show on United Football Media.